Let me start with a truth most people don't want to hear. Choosing a partner is the single most important decision of your life, more important than your career, your degree, your income, or your social status, because the wrong partner can drain all of those. If you choose poorly, love becomes heavy. Your mental health collapses. Your goals slow down. Your identity warps slowly, quietly, and painfully. But if you choose wisely, everything in your life feels lighter. You think clearer. You grow faster. You sleep with peace instead of confusion. You wake up with confidence instead of emotional whiplash. Here's the uncomfortable part. Most people don't choose a partner wisely. They choose based on loneliness, or attraction, or pressure, or desperation, or because the person was just there. Psychologist Dr. Scott Stanley famously said that many people slip, instead of decide, into relationships. They slide into emotional commitments without pausing to evaluate who they are actually committing to. This video teaches you to stop slipping and start choosing deliberately, because you deserve a relationship that strengthens you, not one that slowly dismantles you. Before I continue, I strongly recommend watching this video without skipping any section, because each part builds on the one before it. And while you're here, kindly hit the subscribe button, like this video, and share it with your loved ones. Thank you. Now let's begin. 1. First rule: don't choose a partner when you're starving. There's a concept in psychology called emotional deprivation sensitivity. When you're deprived of affection, validation, or companionship, your brain becomes dangerously willing to accept almost anything that feels like attention. Dr. Helen Fisher, a biological anthropologist who studies love, compares it to shopping for food while hungry. When you're starving, even junk food looks gourmet. The same happens with relationships. When you're lonely, bare minimum behavior feels like effort. Mediocre treatment feels like kindness. Inconsistency feels mysterious instead of chaotic. Love bombing feels romantic instead of manipulative. Loneliness destroys your standards. It makes you choose whoever arrives, not whoever aligns. So here's the rule. Don't choose a partner from a place of emotional starvation. Choose from a place of stability. Ask yourself, do I want this person, or do I want not to be alone? Am I choosing them, or am I escaping something? If I felt fully whole, would I still want them in my life? Your answers tell the truth. 2. Don't confuse chemistry with compatibility. Psychologist Esther Perel says something powerful. We tend to choose what is familiar, not what is healthy. Chemistry feels like lightning. Compatibility feels like grounding. Chemistry can make you feel addicted, euphoric, obsessed, and reckless. Compatibility makes you feel safe, balanced, understood, and peaceful. Here's the mistake. People think strong chemistry is a sign from the universe. But strong chemistry is often a sign from your childhood. Sometimes the people who feel like home feel that way because they represent an emotional pattern you grew up with, not because they're good for you. Dr. Sue Johnson, founder of emotionally focused therapy, calls this attachment echoing. Your brain echoes old patterns, even the painful ones, because they feel familiar. So the question isn't, do I feel sparks? It's, does this relationship make my nervous system relax or tighten? Choose someone who makes your body relax. Someone who makes the room feel calm. Not someone who turns your chest into a battlefield. 3. Study their conflict style, not their romantic style. Anyone can be charming. Anyone can flirt. Anyone can be sweet when things are easy. But conflict? Conflict reveals character. Dr. John Gottman, the most respected relationship researcher alive, can predict divorce with over 90% accuracy by observing how partners handle conflict. According to him, the biggest red flags are what he calls the 4 horsemen. 1. Criticism, you always, you never. 2. Contempt, eye-rolling, mocking, sarcasm. 3. Defensiveness, refusing accountability. 4. Stonewalling, shutting down or walking away. If the person you're dating escalates into these behaviors quickly, consistently, or viciously, that's not a partner. That's a future emotional crisis. You need someone who can stay calm without getting cruel, disagree without disrespect, argue without attacking, express needs without manipulating, hear feedback without melting down. Love is easy. Repairing is the test. If someone can't repair, they can't sustain love. Period. 4. Choose someone with emotional regulation, not emotional performance. A lot of people perform emotions instead of processing them. You've seen it. sudden anger, silent treatment, explosive reactions, drama disguised as passion, insecurity disguised as love, jealousy disguised as loyalty. Dr. Lisa Feldman Barrett's research on emotional regulation shows that people who can't regulate their emotions often misinterpret neutral events as threats. This means your relationship becomes a war zone of miscommunication. Emotional regulation isn't about being quiet or calm all the time. It's about knowing how to pause, breathe, reflect, respond instead of react. So ask yourself, does this person have control over their emotions, or do their emotions control them? If their emotions run the relationship, you won't. 5. Watch how they treat the mundane, not the magical. Anyone can be amazing at the beginning. Anyone can plan one beautiful date. Anyone can give attention when they're trying to win you over. Don't choose them based on their highlights. Choose them based on their habits. Psychologists consistently say this. Your partner is not their best moments. Your partner is their normal. So study their normal. Study how they speak to waiters, handle delays, treat people who can't give them anything, behave when they're bored, behave when they're annoyed, handle mistakes, handle pressure, handle your boundaries. If their everyday behavior is disrespectful, dismissive, explosive, or careless, love won't fix that. Time won't fix that. Sex won't fix that. Commitment won't fix that. Normal behavior is the blueprint of your future. 6. Make sure they have a life of their own. Here's a strange truth. People who don't have a life often try to make you their life. And at first, it feels flattering. Someone so focused on you, so available, so invested. But psychologists call this enmeshment, not love. It's emotional fusion. It leads to suffocation, resentment, and control. Dr. Harriet Lerner says, a strong relationship is made of two strong individuals, not one whole person and one half person. So ask, do they have passions or hobbies? Do they have friends? Do they have a purpose beyond you? Do they have a stable sense of self? Do they have boundaries of their own? If not, they will attach to you like a life raft and drag you under with them. Choose someone who has a life, so that, together, your lives can expand, not collapse into each other. 7. Pay attention to how they handle responsibility. A responsible person is predictable in a good way. Not boring, not robotic, not rigid, just grounded. Psychologists describe responsibility as a form of self-regulation. You want a partner who doesn't need babysitting. Someone who keeps promises, follows through, and doesn't create unnecessary chaos. Irresponsibility shows up subtly. They're always figuring things out, but never actually do. They apologize, but nothing changes. They have bad luck in every part of life. They make everything your job, your emotional job, your financial job, your stability job. A wise partner makes your life easier, not heavier. More stable, not more unpredictable. More peaceful, not more dramatic. 8. Observe their relationship with truth. People lie in different ways. Some lie to manipulate. Some lie to avoid responsibility. Some lie to control how you see them. Some lie because they panic. Some lie because honesty was never modeled for them. But here's the psychological reality. If someone cannot be honest with themselves, they cannot be honest with you. Honesty isn't about keeping secrets. It's about facing reality. Choose someone who admits mistakes, acknowledges their flaws, tells the truth even when it's uncomfortable, apologizes without excuses, takes accountability without spiraling. Dr. Jordan Peterson emphasized that when two people tell the truth, trust grows exponentially. And trust is the infrastructure of every healthy relationship. Without honesty, everything you build will collapse. 9. Study their past, not to judge, but to understand patterns. A person's history is not a life sentence, but it is a map. Trauma, family dynamics, early attachment, these things shape how someone loves. Dr. Mary Ainsworth's attachment theory shows that people tend to repeat emotional patterns until they intentionally break them. So ask thoughtful questions. What did love look like in their home? How did their parents handle emotions? How do they describe their past relationships? Do they blame everyone else? Do they acknowledge what they contributed? Do they grow after failure or repeat it? Patterns matter, not to punish, but to prepare your expectations. 10. Compatibility in lifestyle, not just emotions. Emotional connection matters, but lifestyle compatibility determines long-term success. Dr. Eli Finkel, a renowned psychologist, explains that the modern relationship requires both emotional fulfillment and practical alignment. Ask yourself, do you want similar lifestyles? Similar work habits? Similar dreams? Similar pace of life? Similar spending habits? Similar relationship expectations? If one person wants a quiet life and the other wants constant stimulation, conflict grows. If one wants family and the other wants freedom, resentment grows. If one saves money and the other spends recklessly, tension grows. Love doesn't erase logistical incompatibilities. Life magnifies them. 11. Values are non-negotiable. Values shape behavior. Values shape choices. Values shape loyalty. Dr. Barry Schwartz said, "Happiness is a life aligned with your values." You need someone whose values resonate with yours, not perfectly, but consistently. Key value questions. Do they value kindness? Do they value growth? Do they value commitment? Do they value respect? Do they value loyalty? Do they value honesty? Do they value responsibility? Do they value family? Do they value self-improvement? A mismatch in values becomes a lifelong argument. Choose values, not vibes. 12. Don't ignore how they handle power. Every relationship contains power dynamics. But healthy couples share power, not hoard it. Unhealthy partners use power to manipulate. Healthy partners use power to support. Pay attention to whether they make decisions with you or for you, punish you emotionally when they're upset, weaponize silence, use jealousy to control you, make you doubt yourself, use anger as intimidation, treat you like a teammate or a possession. Dr. Lundy Bancroft, who studied manipulative relationships for decades, says, "The red flags appear early, but people explain them away. Don't explain away anything that makes your spirit shrink." 13. Choose someone who communicates directly. Indirect communication is a breeding ground for resentment. Healthy communication sounds like, "I feel, I need, I prefer, I'm worried about, I want us to work on." Unhealthy communication sounds like hints, punishment, passive aggression, sarcasm, guilt tripping, giving up instead of talking. Direct communication reduces drama. Indirect communication creates emotional landmines. Choose someone who speaks in clarity, not confusion. 14. Watch them over time, not just in moments. Time exposes everything. People can only fake maturity for so long. People can only hide insecurity for so long. People can only hide selfishness for so long. Time reveals priorities, discipline, consistency, emotional stability, commitment patterns, moral compass, long-term behavior, who they become when the excitement fades. Dr. George Valiant, who led the famous Harvard study of adult development, concluded that long-term relationship success is not predicted by charm or passion, but by emotional stability and warmth over time. In other words, character is greater than attraction. Consistency is greater than chemistry. Warmth is greater than intensity. 15. Choose someone you can grow with. Life changes. You will change. Your partner will change. Your relationship must have the flexibility to adapt to those changes. Ask, can this person grow emotionally? Do they take feedback well? Do they try to improve themselves? Do they evolve after conflict? Are they teachable? Are they curious about life? Dr. Carol Dweck's research on growth mindset shows that people who can adapt and grow create healthier long-term relationships. Stagnant people create stagnant love. 16. The final rule. Choose someone whose presence feels like peace. Not obsession, not addiction, not anxiety, not confusion, not instability, not a guessing game. Peace. Your partner should feel like honesty, clarity, mutual respect, partnership, freedom with responsibility, safety with excitement, growth with gentleness. Dr. Julie Gottman says a healthy partner makes you feel emotionally safe to be fully yourself. That's the core. That's the goal. That's the standard. In conclusion, choosing a partner wisely isn't about perfection. It's about alignment. It's about self-awareness. It's about choosing with your eyes open, not your wounds. Remember, your partner becomes your environment. Your environment becomes your mind. And your mind becomes your life. Choose someone whose presence feels like oxygen, not tension. Someone who expands your life instead of shrinking it. Someone who adds stability instead of storms. Someone who loves you without confusing you. Choosing wisely is not luck. It's clarity. And now, you have clarity.